Right. What's going on, everybody? It's me, RDV, and I'm here with Eric Breen. Zach must be stuck in a hurricane or somewhere because he's on here, no messages whatsoever. So I hope that he's doing well. But what's up, one sick dude? Saying let's get this show on the road. I don't have enough gas money to take the show on the road. Do you imagine if we did this touring and just did like the show live on the road? No. I mean, who would pay to see that? I wouldn't even pay to see that. But what is up, everybody? If you haven't checked out over on Extreme Movie Show, I just got done talking with Rob about reviewing the movie from 1993, Harrison Ford, Tommy Lee Jones. If you don't know what I'm talking about Fugitive. Fantastic film. So check that out if you haven't done so.
I'm talking about.
But do that after you're done watching this review. So, alrighty, what's up to Maranya? What's going on? The covers on the thumb there are at least 9s, and the Green Lantern Transformers are 10s. Yes. Sometimes we have good covers, sometimes we have even good interiors. But what about you, Mr. Breen? Do you have some good books for you this week?
Well, half of them got canceled again or pushed back.
Oh,
so I don't even have a top 5.
Well, one of them came out last week. I don't know why it's now this week, but that's the Mad Cave one.
Yeah, Dark Empty Void.
Yeah, that's one I read last week. So apparently was supposed to come out this week. I guess got it last week though. I don't know. Shops are weird like that, but what you get. Speaking of weird art, if you look once I screw my screen here, you're gonna see how horrible the art of JR is. If you haven't seen that lately in a while, I mean, this looks indie shit. Look at that art on the Amazing Spider-Man there on the left. That is horrendous. If that's JR, I think it is. This is why I tell people if you're gonna do Spider-Man, if you can't draw like Romita does, don't bother trying. Or at least Ross Andrew. Really chibi art. That's what it looks like. Looks weird. Like how big is Tombstone? I guess it's Tombstone. Jeez. All right. So how many books do you have this week, Mr. Brain? Since you said you don't have 5?
4.
All right.
And that's what you said's an insult to chibi art.
I know the Teen Titans Go has better chibi art.
Well, yeah, that is chibi art. This is just shit.
Yeah, it is. And some reason people are saying, you know what, I want that. Why? Tell me why. I need to know why somebody's buying Amazing Spider-Man. And don't say because they don't have Mr. Run in their box. No. I need to know what is so compelling about this book. You need to pull it and read it. Because it's not, I mean, if you hate MJ and Peter being in a happy relationship, maybe you do like this book. Maybe you do like the fact that he's being cucked by Paul. You know, and that's kind of weird. But I need to know right now. Anybody who watches on the replay, let me know down below in the comment section. If you're reading Amazing Spider-Man, I need to know the reason why.
You know? Most people aren't reading it; they just buy it to add to their runs.
I need to know why. Why even do that?
I just answered it.
Add it to the runs.
Sometimes that's all the answer that's required. That's why amazing always outsold any other adjective, even though there's been 36 different versions of it to get to that $9.50.
$5 for that. I can see people want to try out the Uncanny X-Men. Maybe they like the first one. You know, I just want to know what is it about current Amazing Spider-Man that you like, and if not, and I don't know, is this also the factor that you've never read anything prior to that run? You know,
the question I would have for the so-called completionists: if you don't have if your run doesn't go back to issue 1, and I doubt that very many of them do,
yeah,
then why?
Yeah,
I mean, that's
I don't know.
maybe maybe they've got from hell. If you started buying Spider-Man at issue 500,
Right around there, 520.
that's not
Around
even
there.
20 years ago now. With all
No,
the
no.
times it's been 3 times a week and or 3 times a month.
2003 is when I got into Spider-Man.
Yeah.
At around
So
that.
I don't get it, but yeah, I said it. Comics are too expensive just to buy to seal up, and
I mean, well, that's the thing too. Is like when I was buying comic books, it's still when you could go buy to Marvel and DC, you could blind buy. You didn't have to look at the I never looked at previews back then. They had the preview books there. Remember the preview books were free back then. Actually, I remember. I recall the big thick ones. Now they charge you $20 to buy it or something like that. So whatever. The buy the preview book. These are preview books that are can be coming out for sale or diamond whatever or statues and stuff. And I'm like, it's not even worth it. Nowadays, like I said, sadly because books have gotten so the quality is dripped so bad, or drop as far as interior, but not even the interior art, it's story and all. Wes talks about this all the time. It's like, what is there to invest in long term these days? There really isn't, you know. And if you're buying out of habit, you need to go see a psychiatrist or something, or have your wife intervene or something, tell you no, slap your hand when you go pick up the new Spider-Man. No, you don't need that. But anyway, we're here to talk about some good books coming out this week. I don't want to rant too much. All right, I guess I'll start us out because I do have a number 5 for this week. And my number 5 is Venom, but not this crap Venom. We're going to go back to the throwback. Let me scroll down because it's a good book. It's Venom Separation Anxiety. Sad when I have to go with some of the better books are actually farther down. All the good books should be at the top. But here we are, though. David Micheline. It's the last. I believe this is the final issue. At least one more. Not actually, it is the last issue. Basically, it's Venom versus Rhino, and I believe that's also Ghost down there at the bottom. Some of the other villains. With every past second, the Purple Man's hold over a piece of Eddie Brock's symbiote grows, and Eddie's bond and power is weakened. But Eddie can't quit, despite the fact that if he goes near this guy, he loses parts of his symbiote because he wants to merge with the Purple Man. Yeah, looking forward to see how he defeats this the Purple Man. Kind of a weird cover. You got the Kingpin down there. I don't think the Kingpin would even be that small compared to the Rhino on them. But here's Sukira Homage variant, which looks kind of cool. It's more old school, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm looking forward to whenever it is a back issue because that's the way Marvel has become lately in DC. I look forward to the throwback issues or the facsimiles, or even just reading the trades, the Epic collections come out because there really isn't much coming out that I do like from Marvel. There's very few, but I don't know. What's your thoughts on Micheline, on David?
I was always a fan. I have no interest in Venom, but
no, I know I Venom, but it's like seeing him coming out and still writing it to me it's means that there's still hope to enjoy something, He's not coming out and just writing and pure woke this new nonsense. But it's kind of
this is this set in present continuity?
It's set in the past.
Okay. And that's my problem.
Yeah.
All of the writers from the past who are better than all of the writers from the present only get to do books set in the past because the present Marvel is embarrassed that these comics
no, they
appeal to the wrong people. That I'm glad they still throw their old readership a bone, which I'm kind of surprised by. You notice the other company doesn't do that.
No, it does not. And it's only that's what keep me buying Claremont books at Marvel.
But
because they keep bringing him back and Peter David.
But the other company does the facsimiles, which
which
I'm kind of surprised they do that, because again, that's a reminder of all those bad people.
You're not going to see David Michelin writing anything that's current stuff. He probably flat out and say, "This is stupid. I want to change this," and there's like, "No, you can't do this." He's like, "Well, then I don't care to write that then," you know. So I don't think it's because they don't offer to them. I think these guys don't even want to deal with the new stuff. They said that's all. None of it exists. We're going back to the original 616 that everybody loves.
I don't know if you're still doing this. You would probably like to have, more plum assignments, and because these books are never promoted, they're buried on the sales charts, so that these guys aren't making much money doing them.
I wonder sometimes, but then I hear about Peter David's troubles, and how he gets sick, and then where's Marvel? Nowhere to be seen. So I wonder sometimes how much these guys get paid to come back and do a
That's what I said.
Yeah.
But if they were getting, I promise you, Zeb Wells, who isn't qualified to write cliff notes for Peter David or David Michelini, gets paid more by a mile to do that. And Marvel doesn't pay worth a shit. So you can imagine what these guys are getting for these throwback series.
Yeah, it sucks. Because the argument was, like you said, like it wasn't necessarily that they didn't want to have these people; it's that they couldn't afford to pay their salaries. That them come back and write an ongoing, because these guys are popular amongst fans. But yeah, like I said, Zeb Wells is on his way out of Marvel, as far as I know, because he's being replaced by Joe Casey now, I guess, on Amazing Spider-Man.
Kelly.
Or Joe Kelly. Although Joe Casey would be kind of cool.
But Joe Kelly's only a stopgap till they can find another, progressive weirdo to write it.
Teenie Howard being off a Catwoman,
I would say there's a relatively decent chance whoever follows Joe Kelly will be somebody like it won't be a Vita or a Danny or a Mags, but it probably be somebody like a Kelly Thompson.
I would be. I don't think we've had a. No, what it be? I think it's gonna be that Justine, whatever girl, it's Justine Ward or whatever her name is.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Because she's helping Joe Kelly right. Because she's uber leftist.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't care what your politics are, but once you start putting in the book and affecting the storyline, that's when I draw the line.
That's why there's.
That's what pissed me
understand.
Off.
I understand what you mean by that, but when your politics are so far in one direction, it can't help but seep into your writing because these people aren't nuanced enough to keep it out.
The other thing I'm thinking too is that I don't think that these people are actually even good writers. Whether it's whether you say that take away their politics, I don't think they know how to carry out a sentence, carry out a dialogue. It's not the same as it used to be.
Well, a lot of them don't have a lot of experience in interpersonal communication.
Yes, they're all introverts.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go to your number 4.
Okay, I didn't put them in any particular order, so I'll just go with we'll go with Geiger, number 6.
Oh yeah, that's right. Geiger's coming on. Hey, look, the wolf's alive. Shocking epilogue. The wake of their devastating encounter with the electrician, Tariq Geiger must come to grips with the lethal consequences, especially when it happens with his two-headed wolf Barney. And you won't want to miss the extraordinary spotlight on Geiger's best friend. What? Is this just focusing on the dog and how the dog came to be? Is it an origin story? I thought they did that already. Francis Paul is doing a variant, which is kind of cool. I like this. And then here's the Germain Peralta. That's cool. How it forms a skull. Kind of reminds you of like the way they do this, the skyline. Reminds you of the Eastman Turtles covers. Dark and gloomy, the 90s. Terminator. I don't know. You just get the normal cover, or are you thinking maybe one of these other covers?
I always go with the A cover.
You're not into the whole connecting covers and all that stuff.
Well, a lot of it, I look at it 6 months from now. Who cares? They're bagged, boarded, and boxed. And also from having worked at the shop for years, I figure I always get the one that's got the largest stack, unless it's something really cool like that Al Capone thing
Yeah.
that had all the homage covers.
Yeah.
Or that You and I, which seems to have disappeared before its last issue.
I know. I don't
But
know where
other
it
than
is.
that, I figure I'll leave the variant covers to the people that are into that, which I'm really not. So yeah, I'm usually fine with the regular cover because, as I said, it's.
Zach and I usually, I know he and I will usually go for some of the variants sometimes, because sometimes the variants are better than the actual A cover. Like the A cover has no effort whatsoever.
Sure.
And then also it's like the C cover. It's like, what the heck? Why isn't this the A cover?
Yeah. Again, though, you're a customer. I was coming at it from a
customer's perspective. For me,
customer first, and I was not really a customer.
Whenever I see that the interior artist is doing a cover, I want to get that cover versus some random person that's not even on the book. Because the interior artist doing a cover, especially when you see that in his cover, like, and if you, I love the cover art, and that guy's doing the interior. Heck yeah, I'm gonna check out that book. That's, like I said, that makes sense when you have somebody else that is not even on the book is doing the cover. If said Gary Frank is doing this cover, had this been like the only cover they had was this cover and it's by Jermaine Palmera, I'm like, well, that's false advertising. What if I really like somebody's art and then it's Jermaine doing this and then it's Riley Rossmo on the inside? It's like, what the heck? I don't like that. DC does a lot. I'm sure Marvel does too, but like I said, I've been collecting as far as the Walking Dead deluxe covers. I was getting the David Finch covers, but now I've been getting the Sean Lewis ones or Sean Phillips, because I like his art. But anyway, though, on to my number 4. But I don't see One Slick Dude yet. Or no, here's One Slick Dude. Undead Quinn is the one I usually pops in here. All right. If they're buying it, it's likely they're completionists and don't read it. That's because they can't afford to give them away anymore. Oof. All right. Let's go here. Number 4 for me is it's the last of its series until it relaunches in October. Can you guess what that is? Avengers of the Moon Knight.
Oh, another new number 1 coming in.
Yup. Yeah. They don't even get a description for this at all whatsoever. It's just kind of funny.
It's Jed Mid-K.
And honestly, I like this better than the Chuck Dixon run. I love Chuck Dixon, but Jed McKay has been one of the best writers for Moon Knight in a long time. I mean, a long time. I didn't like any of the 90s. I didn't like any of the 2000s. I guess since volume 1.
Yeah, to be fair, well, yeah, Dixon's was a product of the 90s. I have no interest in getting those books back. The novel writer that turned Frenchie gay, Charles Hughesman, that was actually a good series, that notwithstanding. And Bendis did a good one.
This series, I like it because it returns to him actually having a supporting cast. I have Frenchie, might have Marlene, but I get Greer Nelson, I get Tigra in here. He's got his other guys in here too. They're listed though.
I'm gonna say, yeah, MK. To me, she looks like if you took the makeup off of Herman Munster and then turned him into a girl, that's what she would look like.
Rochelle Blonde?
Yeah.
And I don't know who's Rochelle. I know
Rochelle. That girl right there.
Okay, Rosenberg. Okay.
Yeah, she's got that long face. It
Yeah.
kind of looks like just looks like Fred Gwynn to me.
Like Megan Kelly. Oh.
Megan Kelly's hot, but that's beside the point.
She's got a big chin though too. And Coulter, probably. He's probably I'm thinking of and Coulter. Like I said, Jed McKay, again, I give credit. He may not be the best writer that's ever worked at Marvel, but the guy does his research. He brings back characters that nobody's using and actually uses them as a purple stuff with purpose. Varney was a character that was probably kind of one and done in the Bizarre Adventures Marvel back in the 80s. He brought back the character, created this whole blood event of it, with Blade. I mean, I liked all the characters that were involved in this, but heck, he was running the Avengers, and he actually had a decent Avengers lineup, and that was actually really good and real fun. It's been a while since I've read Avengers titles that I liked. Now I haven't read the Kurt Busiek, but
I'll say Jed McKay's doesn't hold up to the Busieks or the Stearns or.
I wouldn't say he does, but I'd say he's enjoyable though.
But you can tell he's read a comic book or two in his life.
Not many can have.
No, and I appreciate that. I wish it's not that he's not a bad Avengers writer for what the Avengers are today, but the Avengers haven't existed, as far as I'm concerned, in the 21st century. They really haven't. The Avengers, as I know and like them, and that's 25 years ago now. So
I'm curious though what he would have if Jed McKay would have been able to, if they kept the same continuity they did from the 90s with Kurt Busiek and all that stuff. I'm curious if he was allowed to have the free reign as writers did back then. Today, the right stuff. I wonder if it's because we know the editorial does play a big part in far which you cannot do with these characters. So
it's more. Doctor Strange is not an Avenger.
No,
Blade is not an Avenger. Ghostrider is not an Avenger. Those were never the kind of characters that's today's Avengers, mine or yesterday's. And that's a me problem. It just means that it's moved on from me.
Yeah, so, they're not running him as Avengers of Blade or
and I don't like Captain Marvel. No. I liked Ms. Marvel.
Yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing you can do about that with these writers,
Sure, there is. Not by the book, which is what I choose to do.
Yeah, you can, but
I'm not going to tell anybody.
I'm just saying about Jed McKay. You can't just say I'm changing her back to randomly Ms. Marvel.
That'd be nice, but
right. I want the Skrulls to show up and oh shit, she's been a Skrull this whole entire time. No, but like I said, I value when someone actually clearly does their homework and actually puts it in there. Jeremy Adams is another person who does his homework and has been doing stuff. But let's go to year number 3, sir.
Yeah, MK, that was fine for a one-off. But I said, Wolverine being in the Avengers and Spider-Man's not an Avenger either.
No.
That was something that was a mandate to try to resurrect. The Avengers were so dead that when they used them in the Ultimate Universe, Millard changed the name of the team to the Ultimates because the name Avengers was toxic by then. Next, we'll just go with Johnny Quest, number 2.
Actually, you know what? My number. Okay. I'll just switch them around. I give you my number 3 instead. We know it was my number 3. I skipped my number 4, but we'll go with yours. I'll show my other book after we're done with this. Johnny Quest is at. Where is that now? I goofed up.
There you go.
Yeah, I switched my 3 and 4 around, but it's okay. These books are interchangeable, though. The 2 books that they're on my pull list, but Johnny Quest, wow.
Yeah, they come back from wherever they were in Free Comic Book Day, and
it's so weird. There's no Cartoon Network in the upper right corner.
Yeah, it was set in the old days, but they're now in the future, I guess, of today. and the first issue ended with was it oh god, what the hell's his name? Ray, or was it Race?
Yeah.
Coming face to face with Jonathan Quest, who's now an old man.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was never a huge Johnny Quest fan. Not like Rod or some of the other fossils. I just I thought it would be neat to check this out, and I like it.
I've never watched a single episode. I've seen clips. I've never watched and actually sat down for the beginning. I watched, what was it, Brave Star, I think it was. It was like a space sheriff. I saw that one because they used to have a thing called Cubo on regular TV, MTV or around there, and they'd air like this and a few other cartoons. And but it is weird though, because remember in the 2000s, like we were in 2000s Go, like the covers would say Cartoon Network. I've seen a Cartoon Network. Johnny Quest was really heavily aired on Cartoon Network in the 90s.
Cartoon Network was probably owned by Warner Brothers, who owned DC, I guess.
Well, no, Cartoon Network was actually Ted Turner. Ted Turner brought Cartoon Network in because after Hanna-Barbera kind of was going away, at the end of the into the 80s, he wanted to save all those cartoons. That's why he created Cartoon Network. There are all of them, because you notice that all the kids' cartoons were kind of like being phased out.
I think that was part of Warner Entertainment. So
so maybe regardless, though, I guess I was reading about Hanna-Barbera. Read the Wikipedia; it is very insightful for Hanna-Barbera. But those guys died in the one died in 2010, I think it was. Another one was earlier before that. But yeah, Johnny Quest, though, it was one of those shows I was like, oh, it's Haji and 3 white dudes, and then. Hanji was what, adopted, or just had a random guy who just works with them?
You have to ask somebody that's more.
I know. As I said, when I came to the cartoon, I was like, okay, yeah, but it'd be cool. It was a young Franklin Richards, in a comic book, but not set in current Marvel, set in in the early Marvel days. But anyway, though. There's a lot of these books coming out, though. You got Space Ghost is the other one in Dynamite. Band-Aid is the best dog sidekick in the league with Scooby-Doo. What about Dynamite? I heard that Dynamite's pretty cool. You also have Ace, which I think is not the Bat Hound. I'm thinking of George Jetson's dog. Was it an Ace? Can't remember. It's been a while since I watched a cartoon. All right. My number 3 for this week. I can go a little further down. Is Batman Gotham by Gaslight, the Kryptonian Age. And yes, that is Alan Scott with the Green Lantern ring. At the end of the last issue, everybody's been searching to find this fabled ring that Bruce Wayne was hiding from the League of Shadows, and even Selena Kyle. He had on a train being guarded, and Alan Scott was on that train as a guest. He comes across the ring, and the League of Shadows attack the train to derail it. And now Alan Scott has the ring. This issue, we're going to have Lois Lane first appearance, and and I investigate the robber baron looking to buy the Daily Planet Lex Luthor. So first appearance of Lex Luthor and Lois Lane in this issue. Like I said, it sucks that Mark Waid has tainted everything for everybody. You already want to buy DC, because I know, Breen, you'd probably like this. So I tell you, I implore you, Breen, about a year from now, get this in the back issues.
I may.
Yeah, because like I said, this is my second Andy Diggle book. My first Andy Diggle DC book. Never really read Andy Diggle stuff before. And it's cool to see Alan Scott, and I hope this is a clickbait cover. I hope he puts the ring on and gets to use the ring. And hope he's not just killed off instantly. Lose an arm. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. This is probably my favorite ongoing right now in DC, But then they have the other covers here too. Because we also have, yeah, look at that. That's a cool painted cover. Other key players in this is also John Constantine. Is working for the Queen of England to get this ring. So, alrighty then. Let's go on to your number 2 then. Thank you, Astro. Thank you. That's what I was wondering what it was.
Prodigy.
Ooh, that's your number 2? Dang. Let's see here. Apparently, wait, no, that must be a repeat. Space Ghost is coming out this week too? Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. Where are we at here, Prodigy? There you are. Wait, does that make Space Ghost your first book then? Ooh, that'd be interesting. All right. Speaking of people wanted for murder, Fugitive. Another fun book. Mark Millar, issue 2, stripped of his wealth, his status, and his multinational corporation, as he created his homeless and on the run from the police for murder. As the world's smartest man turned to when he needs help, Moon Girl. Just kidding. His older, smarter brother, of course. What? He has an older brother that's smarter than him? What? That's cool. Yeah, I read this issue. I really enjoyed this first issue when it came out. It was the number 1 book of the week at Best of the Week. I hope it continues that. What do you think, Brain?
Well, it did say his older, smart brother, not smarter. Because I was going to say that would have made that sentence pretty weird.
Yeah, I don't know. I never claimed to be smart.
Well, no, I was getting ready to tee off on that sentence, and then I read it because it's.
But oh, there's a variant cover. It's black and white though. Okay. Anything to say about this book?
No, I said I enjoyed the first issue, and that was my first. The only Prodigy I'd read to that point was in Big Game. Yeah. So it's just new to me, and I liked it, and I want to see where it goes.
I've read the second volume or more, and I was like, Prodigy. I was like, oh, he's okay, but this story, maybe it's just because he's a fugitive. I'm liking the character a lot more since Big Game. All right, that's your number 2. This is actually my number 1 book of the week for me. I can't find another book on this list that I'd probably like more than other than Wait, no, I can't. Oh my gosh, I skipped more books again. Sorry, but I'll go with my number 2 though. Yeah, now that you know what my number 1 is, I'll show you my number 2 real quickly, and then we'll get to your number 1. I'm tired today. My mind is where Zach is. Can't be found. Actually, my number 2 for this week is Transformers.
I'm actually a little worried about Zach because I sent him a DM to see if he's in danger where he is, and no response. So
you texted him or just sent him a
DM?
Okay.
I'm hoping it's not one of those cases where they don't have cell service because all hell's broken loose down there. But I
don't know. He'll find in a second. I can text him right now. But Transformers though has been fun too. That's another ongoing I'm just really liking. End of a story arc. The fate of 2 worlds decided here. The Autobots and Decepticons make choices that will change the universe forever. I'll find out in a minute if he's alive. If he doesn't reply back. Honestly, Transformers, exceptional art, exceptional world building, tons of action. This series has made Transformers much more enjoyable for me. IDW had it before this, and then I think Marvel had it before this. Never really was into Transformers other than the cartoon series and then the movie. But what I've been noticing though is that this book they keep good hints. I'm like, they're leaning into the movie characters, especially Hot Rod, played by Judd Nelson, or voiced by Judd Nelson, who becomes eventually after Prime gets killed, becomes Rodimus Prime. I really hope that's not what they're going for, because that was the worst thing they ever did in the movie. Even the people who made the movie said they effed up. G.I. Joe learned from that when they did their own movie versus Cobra. Duke seemingly gets killed, but then he wakes up at the end. And he's like, oh, he's alive. He's fine. It just also throws me for a loop because Optimus Prime still has his Megatron's arm with the giant blaster gun on it. And now he's going into the it looks like he's going to go into the. I don't know who's this supposed to be. I think the portal goes to Cybertron. Yeah, it's okay. It's not Unicron, but yeah, it's good to see all these characters popping up here too. So, and talk about lots and lots of covers. So, Chris Stevens, Corey Walker, Karen DeBro, John Jang, yeah. So that was my number 2. And so my number 2 was number 1. What is your number 1, sir?
Space Ghost.
Okay, that's not that it was. I almost got this one. Wolverine. Oh, cool, Wolverine, and no. You don't know why? I'll show you why. Who's writing this? Saladin Ahmed.
Yeah, I've known about that for months.
I don't know about this. I don't pay attention. If I do, I forget about it because it's not important to me. So, but when I see the cover, I'm like, oh, it's great. It's awesome. Saladin Ahmed. Nope. So number 1 for you is Space Ghost. All the way down here. There it is. That's a cool cover. Is he going against Mothra? I guess that's Space Ghost, Jan, Jason,
Zorak.
Yeah. Zorak and the Cult of Lokar. With Zorak seizing the upper hand, Guardian of the Spaceways is faced with an impossible battle, one whose shocking ending will leave a permanent mark on everyone involved. Cardstock cover. Oh, that's cool. The Michael Cho cover. That's cool. The color. That's cool. Michael Cho's the one. I think he's the one that's been doing the Masterworks for Marvel. Little mini ones. And what's cool in that is you can get a black white one. This is one I get, black and white. I love the color one. The black and white. That is cool. But you're just getting the normal cover, right?
Yeah.
Man. What? Jay Lee's actually drawing someone looking normal? Because Jay Lee is great at drawing aliens, not people. That is cool, though. I love the way he draws Zorak. That is awesome. That's how I remember him on the cartoon series. Or at least on the Space Ghost Coast to Ghost. Yeah. Here's the colored version of that. Wow. This is the one time I'll say that Jay Lee actually is good on a cover. Never thought I'd say that. Huh. Yeah, quite a few. This look is made on a computer, probably. Yeah. Why do I feel like it's Batman versus Superman for this? The way he's drawing Space Ghost. He's got that Batman, the Frank Miller scrawl, or whatever we call it. The skull. Huh. Alrighty. David Proposed doing this, and Jonathan Lau doing the interior. Alrighty then. Let's look at some trades.
All right.
Ain't much to look at. See if Zach texts me back yet. Yeah, but at home. The storm hits tomorrow, so I'm at Izzy's making sure she's set. Okay. Well, he's alive.
All right.
Oh, already trades it out this week. Look at that. Where it should be always. At the top spot. Ultimate Spider-Man by Jonathan Hickman. I might, even though I own individual issues, I might pick up the trade. But then again, I'm like, should I wait for an omnibus before I start getting collected? But Saga is being collected again. That's Brian K. Vaughan. Batman Volume 3, Joker Year 1, Chip Zdarsky. You can skip this. Nightwing Volume 5, Tom Taylor. You can skip that. World's Finest. Probably the best way to read this is through binging, but I never read Kingdom Come. Only thing I knew is that all the heroes were dead. That's all I know. And it was kind of depressing, and like Superman was no longer Superman, and blah blah blah. So, that actually was a fun story. Kind of sucks. Action Comics to Hell and Back. Phil Kennedy Johnson. Okay. Sandman. I can rank. That's Robert Venditti. All I've heard is good things about that, and it's a Riley Rossmo art, and it actually matches the actual character. All right, Saladin Ahmed, Volume 2, Hell to Pay. Wow. All-Star Batman is getting released again. Hardcover edition here. Then Trigun, for those who have read the manga or just never collected it. Now it's released for $50. Wow. Mutant Massacre Prelude. $150. Probably one of the last few times that X-Men was actually really good. I don't care about Spider-Boy. There you go. There's Kurt Busiek right there. Perez, Volume 2. $125. Jeez. I hate to say it, but I'll probably go for the Brave and the Bold right there. I have a few issues, random issues, but I've never read the whole entire thing before. With Mark Waid's book there. It's $18 versus paying $125 for Kurt Busiek and Perez. I'm both probably exceptionally good art. But is that Gambit on the far right too, of the Avengers?
No.
Is it Justice?
Let me see.
The guy in the blue. Here.
Yeah, it's Justice.
Oh, okay. I thought it was Gambit at first.
Formerly Vance Astro.
Yeah, okay. He just took his mask off. Richard Corbin, Den, Volume 3. Batman 66 on the best right there. Wow. That's $125. EC Archives Tales from the Crypt, Volume 4. Number 20, $20. EC Archives. Jason Aaron, TMTNT. I'll pass. Usagi Stream Socks by Stan Sakai. There's the other Avengers direct market variant. Wow, there's a lot of variants. Superstars is seen on TV. The Image or Kurt Busiek. There's a lot of Kurt Busiek being released here. And Marvel Masterworks on Kenny X-Men Volume 1 hardcover. 94 through 100. And Giant Size X-Men number 1. Huh. Hagar the Horrible, the first year has been collected. By Titan, and then we got some more. This. All right. Matt Cave there here. So it's Buried Leads Scoop. See anything you like?
Not sure if I have the Tales from the Crypt Volume 4.
Batman 66, I'm looking at that. That was kind of cool. 35 through 40. Okay. So it'll be this cover if it pops up. Starting with 35. That's cool. Why are we need to go back to these for cover rankings. This is ridiculous. That's cool. It's got the a bus driver and Dracula. Like, this is what we need to get have an intervention with Aaron and tell him that this is what we need to be doing, ranking these.
Well, we're going to be doing this in October.
I can't wait that long. Wow. Wolfman chasing a bunch of kids.
And this is issues 35 through 40.
Yep. Elvin, Simon, Theodore. I don't know. It's gonna end. Yeah. 35 through 40 for these. Here's the script. Ugh. Gross. Yeah, I don't think Amy will be joining us for these.
Yeah.
That's gross. Yeah. There's only a couple of issues, but still, man, that's cool. I like, yeah. Feldstein, Joel Orlando, and Jack Davis, Graham Ingalls, Jack Kamen. Wow. Just that cover alone with a zombie getting out. But Batman 66 has got the whole entire collection here. That's like I said, in stock trades. If you're gonna get collecting trades, you don't want to spend $125 at your local comic store. Go to in stock trades. You get a good deal on these. But the Brave and the Bold's only volume 1. I have a few of these. I think this is the 2007 run he did. There's a list here. Yeah. Book of Destiny calls out several heroes across time and space through an adventure starring Batman, Halo, Hal Jordan, Lobo, Supergirl, and many more. Yeah, I remember these. I got a bunch of these. Does it include the Wonder Woman issue in this first one? No, it does not. So, alrighty though. But that's it for this week, guys. Wasn't Prodigy a character in America Chavez book? I don't know about that. I didn't read America Chavez. That's a great question. Obviously, though. Perez Music, Avengers Return is one better run. One of the better, and same as era music. Iron Man was also solid. Batman 66 is what I read of it. Was pretty solid story art wise. I had the feel of the TV show in the comic book form. Also, Dynamon, Astro, Justice Dog were also great. Okay. Hanji, if I recall right, was a companion they brought along for Johnny. He also added to the Indian mystic element. He was an indentured servitude to be Johnny's friend. Yeah. What is this? Yeah. I want to start like, so far what I've been hearing, like the best like stuff for like events are usually like the most dense dialogue and stuff events. When it comes to like the either the Mutant Massacre or comes across like the Crisis or what was the other one? Infinity Gauntlet. Because every time I dip into those, I think it's you and I think another person was telling me like there's just so much packed in there. They would take forever to read on the channel.
Oh yeah.
It's bad, which sucks because some of these are like really cool stories. 194 to 209, annual 9 to 10, Nubian special edition number 1, annual number 2, Nightcrawler 1 through 4 miniseries, I guess. Long Shot 1 through 6, Avengers 263, Fantastic Four 286, X Factor 1 through 8, and annual number 1, Iron Man annual number 8, Amazing Spider-Man number 282, material from Marvel Fanfare 33, and Classic X-Men 8 and 43. Almost 1,500 pages for $150. Can't go wrong. You got Chris Claremont, Bob Layton in here. You got Dave Cockrum. Well, okay, I take it back. You have John Romita Jr. here, so you could go wrong. But if he's being inked by Bob Layton, then maybe it's good. Dan Green does a cover. But yeah, everybody always tells me, what's your favorite version of Storm? Mohawk. But alrighty. Butch Geis is on here too. I see his name. Neil Adams. They just don't listen. Huh. Alrighty then. Alright. Well, that's it for this week. If you guys didn't see anything you like, let me know. Or if you did see something you did like, let me know down in the comment section down below. Always appreciate having everybody on here. Eric Breen, it's always great to hear you with your riveting conversation. I know you haven't been feeling too well, so you're kind of talking less. Saving your voice up for Friday night, right?
Yeah.
Alrighty then. Thank you, Marani, for being here. Thank you, Once Like Dude, for being shown up, dude. That's just cool to see you. Anybody else who's actually watching that's not in the chat, thank you for being here too as well. MK, thanks for popping up. Yeah, MK and Marania were both over on an Extreme Movie Show, which I did prior to this. Check that out. We did our review of The Fugitive. Very fun. You can also go vote on the poll, which I shared actually in the community note or post for this channel, and vote for the review that, or at least the movie that Rob and I should do on Sunday. You got T2, you got Total Recall, and Time Cop. All solid movies. So you can go vote on that, and then we'll be back here on Thursday night for the best of the week. We do the follow-up stream. Alrighty though. So do all the clicking, the liking, and the sharing. So if you haven't done that yet, make sure your notification bells are turned on. I know some people don't turn on the notification bells when they subscribe here. I can understand that because sometimes we don't want to be notified by like 30 different channels telling you when they're going live. So on your phone, but we do encourage you though to do turn it on at least select. That way you actually do get notified that you're able to watch these live. Because like I said, I love interacting with people in the chat, and lets me know that people are actually watching this when they actually start talking to us. Otherwise, it's like I'm just talking into the void. But well, yeah, and Breed's here too. All right. I think I Love Comics should be doing something tonight. I think he's doing was it more 90s covers? Do you remember what he's doing?
I can't remember.
What is he doing tonight? He is doing ranking intercompany crossover comic book covers. So check that out. That's live at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central. By pace about half an hour from now. Check that out. And we'll see you over there. Have a good night, guys.
Good night, kids.